Hi, this is Kushi, and welcome to day 4 with Unfiltered Thoughts with KB. And today we're going to talk about why is it so difficult to change our minds. So, like my all other videos, this is also a non-scripted one. I just have 4 points so that I'm able to gather my thoughts better. So, what does it mean to change our minds? Changing our mind means maybe changing our habits and changing the way we think, the mindset with which we operate. And it's quite not easy to change that mind, okay? So I have been at that place where I'm trying to change a lot of my life. I want to change the way I think, and I was not able to do it. And it was, just making me feel bad, more bad about myself when I'm trying to do all these things and I'm not able to do it. And the question is why it is so difficult. So I think the most plausible answer for this is that our mind or our mindset is something that is very deeply rooted with our identity. So changing our mind actually means changing our identity, and changing identity is not such an easy task. Like, yeah, you can't change your identity like this. So one of the most plausible reason for me that changing our mind is difficult is because our minds, our thoughts, our actions are so much deeply linked with the way we identify to ourselves, and that is what makes it difficult. So a change in mind, a change in mindset is equivalent to changing our identity. So you have to let go the older version of you, outgrow it, and then create something new out of it, and that's how you change your mind. Another thing is that you might decide to change something, like you're doing something and you don't want to do it, you want to change a habit, or you want to change the way you think. I think it's easier to change the way you think, like your thoughts. You can modify your thoughts easily once once you acknowledge the fact that you are the one who's creating your thoughts. So if in a situation I'm going and I'm kind of nervous, I've prepared well for an examination, for example, and I still feel nervous about it. Now it's up to me what I think, what I actually, pay attention to in that moment. Like मेरा एग्जाम बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं जाएगा or no, I'm gonna ace it. So that's up to me. That's just what I am creating. So if I'm being pessimistic at times, it's very much in my control that I, take charge of that thought in that moment and then change it. Ki, nahi, nahi, I've prepared well and I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do my best and that's it. That's what matters, right? So that is easier to change. But changing your actions requires experience. Okay. So it is difficult. Matlab, I'm not saying that changing your thought in that moment when you're feeling very much nervous about an examination that matters to you is very easy. No, it's not. It's difficult, but it's just about experience. You are going to feel that discomfort in that moment where you are trying to tell yourself ki nahi, my exam is going to be good, I have prepared well. But you have that nervousness, that anxiety within you where you are not able to fully recognize with that thought or with that identity, but you're still trying to do it. You choose to do it, you intentionally do it, and that's how you create a better experience. And with those experience, eventually you create a new habit, or you create a new way of thinking, and you bring a change in your identity. You change your mind. So yeah, there is this discomfort which makes changing the way you think or changing your mind difficult. Third thing is that a lot of times, a lot of bad experiences, setbacks, or failures actually stop us from doing it. So that is one of the major obstacles that one has to overcome when you are trying to change the way you think. And other important thing is that at times there is a lot of influence of others around you. For example, if you have been into something, like you have been a lot into procrastinating while you're trying to study, or about a dream, or about something you thought of कि हाँ मुझे करना है, maybe I want to go to a dance class, or I wanted to learn music, but I was delaying it for a long time, and then suddenly one day you're like, no, I'll do it. And maybe the people around you, your family members or friends, and they just jokingly say कि हाँ हाँ क्या हाँ ही करोगे तुम तो, like you just do it for 2 days and then you leave it. So that is something that also maybe we don't acknowledge it कि हाँ, they're right, but somehow it influences us. It has an impact on us, specifically if the people who say this are our close friends or our family members. So it's kind of, that influence also leads us to not being able to change our mind. We start to doubt our own ability to do it, our own intentions, our own willpower, our own discipline. And that also makes it a bit difficult to, bring a change in our mindset, our actions, and our habits. So, yeah, this is the thing. These are the reasons I think it's kind of difficult to change the way you think, bring a change in your identity. But it's just about, in my opinion, it's very much about the intention. Like, when you actually take it as a challenge, ki nahi, I want to change some aspect of my life or all aspect of my life, and then you start working on it. You go through that discomfort. You don't run away from that discomfort. You act. You if you even if you don't feel like acting, you act. You have that sense in you ki I have to prove everyone wrong. The people who think I can't do this, I'll show them that yes, I can do this. And that's how you change it. Obviously, it's not something that happens in a click. It takes time. It and it takes different amount of time for different people. Somebody may be able to act a certain way, they think, in just maybe minutes, hours, or days. And for some people it may take a month or a two to actually bring a shift in their identity, because it's not a small thing. It's not just about an habit. It's not about an action. It's about that sense of identity, the way you recognize yourself. The sense of self changes when you try to change it. And that is how you actually change your mind, prop not properly but sustainably in the long run. I may act a certain way for once, but if I want to act like that always, I want to make that my identity, I want to bring a permanent change in the way I think, it's done that way. And yeah, it can be done. It's difficult. I'm not saying it's very easy. Like, for me it was not very easy, but from experience I can say it was very much doable. It's not like that it's not doable. You just need to have that faith in you, that confidence in you, and that intention, that never dying intention ki nahi mujhe karna hai no matter what. That's how you do it. So yeah, that's it for today. And in the comments you can share something that you found difficult to change in yourself but you actually did it.